Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, and with me is Megan.
Hello.
Today we're talking about Fair Stancer, the 9th and final book of the 82nd Street Vandals series.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's been a ride. It's been a ride. It's been
Yes.
a 9-book awesome ride.
It was. I felt very content closing this book.
Same. Satisfied.
Yeah. I was like, they're at a place where I'm happy for them. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna get more of these characters in the Royal series coming out in the fall.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I'm gonna start my timer.
It's been 9 books too, so I feel like we've had like every story you need from these guys. We've had like every depth that needs exploring has been explored. Like every sex scene you've needed has been accomplished.
But it was like more than that, it was like all the things from being kidnapped in the first book to like the very end, and like but this one, the way it started with like she's kidnapped again, basically. We gotta find her. She's in a coffin, and like just like all that. Like I loved how like intense it was. It was just like boom, 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 and you're like, oh my gosh, like get her, find her, rescue her, and then
I love that it was Liam that opened the coffin. I just have to say that because he's my favorite. I'm like, yeah, Liam, get her.
Liam is one of my tops. Liam and Rome are like,
and Freddie.
I'm like those twins. There's something about them that
there's just something about them.
Yeah. And
same.
And Ezra. We're imagining somebody from a different, like, I'm like, and him. I love him. Every scene he's in, I'm giddy. I don't know I'm so excited. But
I love that he's your favorite side character in this series, so I can't wait to see when he gets his own series.
I know.
Like I can't wait to see your reaction.
I know. I'm really excited to get to know him more. There's so many little hints of him that I'm like, oh, he's so interesting.
It was fun when they were kind of fighting, back and forth in this book too.
Yeah.
I always like when Adam and Ezra are in the picture too. So I think Heather's done a really good job of getting us interested in these other characters.
Yeah.
And they were pretty pivotal to like a lot of stuff in this book too. So yeah.
Well, and there's so many layers to it, and I feel like this book had a lot of layers in it, and it wasn't just like I'm tying everything up, right? Like we're still dealing with stuff, and like it didn't feel like, oh, I'm setting up the next series. It was,
not at all.
We're
it felt more,
completing this journey. So like
definitely,
even like the Liam and Emerson marrying,
which I love.
I loved that. I loved it, and I liked how it came about. I loved the proposal, and I loved how like it was up to her, and like they did the simple like courthouse thing, and the thing that like sucked is like the king showing up. But hey, they got a wedding gift. They got a location. But it made a lot of it like made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed like just all the things, like, they're grieving Stephanie and the tattoo shop and all this stuff, but like by the time we get to the end, like what I really liked seeing was like what they're doing with everything, right? So we get all like, okay, Uncle Fuckbucket's gone and the dad's gone and they're dealt with, like, whoo, finally, right? Like goodbye. And then like you get, you find out that like Doc is like doing stuff with like houses, right? Like for the underprivileged trying to think of the words. For in the area, they're turning the area into a better place, right? And like they're they're providing like jobs for people, and then like how Vaughn ended up finally like, well, first we get the her going on tour and not everybody went too, which I thought was a big step, like how some of them are like, it's okay, like some of us are gonna go and some of us are just gonna visit. And I thought that was a really big step for them to like do that. And
Yeah.
like to her like finally like driving and then driving by
Mm-hmm.
herself. And then
Yeah.
Vaughn finally getting okay with opening up his tattoo shop again. Like he finally like grieved and went through his process.
Mm-hmm.
To her having her own studio, and then Freddie coming in and helping like another kid. They, they're
Mm-hmm.
seeing something going on, and then her alone. Like that was the biggest thing. She was, you guys, she never was alone. Like if she was
Yeah.
alone, she was getting kidnapped. Like she was never alone until that
Mm-hmm.
book. Or okay, the time she was alone, she was caged. Like Liam's place, she was caged.
Yeah.
She was in her room. Like all those times, but this she was out in public doing her thing
Without
without them,
bodyguards,
and all she
basically.
and
Yeah.
getting in her car and
Mm-hmm.
driving back, and I was
And
just
having a
so
normal life.
proud of her. And then them
Mm-hmm.
getting the mechanic shop going to, like, I just, all of it
Mm-hmm.
just like it's not tied up into like this pretty bow, but it's just like, a nice bow. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like
It's
this
tied
happy
up,
for now.
which I like because you don't want it tied too perfectly because then it seems disingenuous and
Yeah,
it seems unrealistic. It's like everything is perfect now. It's like no, like this is how far they've come,
yeah,
which I liked.
yeah, I like that. Like
Hmm.
I'm like, the way this book ended, I was like, okay, if anything else comes at them, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna be fine. They've got this, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree. Um, yeah, I feel like it was very satisfying throughout. I mean, it's just been. I mean, gosh, it's been 9 books. It's crazy to think. I mean, what is it, 2.5 years ago now since the first book? I mean, it's been a long time.
I
So I
started
think,
reading it.
mhm,
Was it the second or the third book came out? Like you convinced me to start reading it, so I had to play catch up.
okay,
Um, but we did it for the podcast. We did like a combo.
of the first 2 or 3.
I think. I actually
I
don't know,
feel
you guys.
I
Maybe,
read from the first. I feel like maybe
yeah.
you read from at least this. Maybe it was the second.
I think by the time the third book came out, I already was on the ARC team.
Yeah, so you were
Yeah.
caught up. You were caught up. You were
I was
good.
like, I was all in. So, yeah. Yeah. No, but it
You
was,
were so.
yeah. And you know what I did recently? I finally got the audio for,
Oh, so good.
and
Oh,
reading.
what is
Okay, so go back to the first book. Like this is what, and it was amazing experience, like to be done with book 8, listening to the audio for book 1, and I forgot so much stuff. And then like when I
Mhm.
first read this series, I wasn't a huge fan of Jasper, but then when I re-listened to it, I fell for Jasper. And I'm like, that's so
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
Like it changed. And I'm like, oh, I get it. I get why Megan likes him so much. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like the mood reader in you, and like certain things
It
and
is.
characters like you like and don't like at certain times of your life.
Well, but it's
So
funny though because with Jasper, I loved him so much in the beginning. I still love him, but he's not my favorite anymore. Like it changed, so maybe I don't know. It is funny how that works. Like now
right.
it's like sorry Jasper, you fall into fourth. It's maybe fifth.
I still really can't. There's like a rotation because
There's
like
a rotation, yeah.
I feel like Liam and Rome are always on the top. Like
Yeah. Well,
they
because Liam,
rotate 1 and 2.
he wasn't huge in the first book. Like Liam, we only saw like little bits of him.
Yeah.
So it's like book 3, I fell for Liam.
Oh
And then after I fell for Liam, everyone else had to like go down.
God. Well, yeah. And then like
And same
Doc,
with
I was
Freddie.
always team Doc, even when he was a question. Freddie worked his
Doc's
way up
my
in there
least
too. So it's
favorite.
like it rotated. It really did. Because
It
Talon,
does rotate.
Vaughn,
Doc never rotated
Jasper.
for me, but
But it was like kind of fun. Like what book
in a
was
good
it? And what was
storyline though.
happening
Yeah.
with like who's your top person, right? At that moment.
Yeah.
Like so it was just
It was
sad
fun
to
that it
call it
was
a fun
it moved.
series because it was so much trauma.
But it was fun Trump.
It was fun for us. And I
It
really,
was fun
yeah,
Trump
it was fun for
too.
us. And this last book I felt
Mm,
was like really good. And it was really satisfying to like be done with like the uncle. Um
yeah.
and to
And
get
because
that.
there was so much build up to that, and
Mhm.
we had so much hate for him, and I
Yes.
mean, the more and more that was revealed throughout the series, so it was such a like a relief to finally like have, first of all, everything's out in the open with all of them finally, and
Mhm.
then we're
Yeah.
taking him out, which is good,
Yeah.
very good.
Well, and
um
I liked even
mm.
like Bodhi was there. Like I
Oh
liked
yeah,
that like all these
love
groups
my
were there. We
boat.
had Alphabet's team, we had Bodhi,
Hmm.
we had Lainey and the guys.
They all came together, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
Hmm.
this was like good. It was good.
And I'm excited because there's a lot of other series,
Mhm.
and there I have a feeling. Well, we at least we know that Lainey gets a series, but it feels
Yes.
like maybe we'll see Bodhi again in the future, and maybe other people. I don't
I
know.
hope we do. I hope he shows up in Lainey's now and then too, because he obviously has a friendship with Lainey a little bit.
Hmm.
And we obviously, because like that was the one thing, it was like King, right? King's
Hmm.
Milo's problem, and Milo's going to
Yeah.
have to deal with King.
Yes.
I kind of want King to like be redeemed.
Me too, though.
Because I'm like, so many times it's the
For
parent, and
that,
I'm like, no, let's redeem him somehow. Like, it could be a journey to get him there, but I think
it
there's
could
more
be.
to his story. And I'm
Me
really
too.
curious on why he did what he did with Milo. So I really
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get that
Me too.
series
And
and get
Heather could
done.
turn it and we could end up really hating him, but I don't know. She could also turn it and we could end up being like, okay, okay.
Yeah. I want him
I could see.
redeemed.
I do
I'm
too. So we're,
feeling
we're
it,
both
like in
team
my
redeem.
bones.
Okay, I love that we're both feeling that. We're both
Yeah.
feeling this like we kind of want.
Yeah.
It's going to be that series is going to be very interesting. And then I do want to mention um that in the first book, the we never find out who tried to run her over in that parking lot in the first book. So I'm wondering if that'll be carried into Milo's book. Like
Mhm.
if the perpetrator of that has to do with King or if it, I don't know. I want to know what that's about. I just any from what I'm gathering, any like little threads, I think I heard in the live, like there might have been like two or three little things and that they're going to be resolved in the new
More.
series. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes because it did feel very, and everything felt like I didn't, I almost forgot that that even wasn't revealed yet.
Right? Someone brought it up and I was like, wait, what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Well, and I had asked, I like was wondering about that, like maybe book 7 or 8. I was like, wait, we still haven't discovered that because I started rereading the book one again. I'm like, oh yeah,
I
that
think I always
happened.
thought it was just like, a drunk driver or something. Like, I don't
Wouldn't
know if
that
I
be
ever,
something if we just find out it was like random?
I don't
It
know, because now I'm
wasn't a
like,
coordinated attack.
it couldn't be, was it the Aces? Was the other gang that they got rid of? Was that their name? That they got rid of them, and I don't know how they would know unless they were following them. That seems too much for them. They didn't seem very smart. Um,
Yeah.
so
I'm,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I would be,
yeah. I'm very excited to see how that all plays out
yeah, yeah.
and to see where the timelines pick up and all of that jazz too.
Yes, I wonder if we'll get a little bit of like overlap stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering as well.
I would love a book just on Ezra's Island.
I love it. I love it. It's called Ezra's Island.
Ezra's Island. I
Ezra's
really like.
Island.
I like Adam though. I like
Me
that we
too.
already know all of their personality. Well, we know enough of their personalities.
I can't wait till hopefully we get their POVs. Oof.
Mhm.
Oof.
Mhm. Oh gosh, Ezra. Okay.
I
So we
think
could
for me
tell what
it's
I'm looking
Adam.
forward to.
I know. I
That's
think
how
for
I
me
deal
it's
with
Adam.
endings.
So
Is I go, okay,
yeah,
what are we looking forward to? So
same,
yeah,
same. Well, we know what our hair of the book is.
yeah,
These are the wait couple months.
yeah. It's like in the fall.
Yeah,
What's the first? Do we
September.
know the title? Is it just Bayridge Royals or
That's a good question. I feel like is the title? I feel like there has to be a title up. It's on pre-order. It
I
can't just
don't
be Bayridge
remember.
Royals.
Sorry.
Neither do I. Crap.
It's okay.
Is it like
Um,
Battle or something? I don't know.
oh, well, or is that the short?
No, I forget what that's
Okay.
called.
Well, I'll put it in.
Okay,
I'll look it up. I'll put it in
we'll look it up. Yeah.
the.
But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Did you have something
no,
else? Nope.
No,
Okay.
just how
Okay.
much it's bitter. Parting is such sweet sorrow. However, I feel like, I feel very contented with
Yes.
our ending of this series.
Me
Like
too.
it's I feel like it's feels nice to have the series complete.
Yeah. I felt satisfied
Mm.
and content.
Yeah,
Like for
that's true.
once, it's been a while since I've closed a ending book of a series
Hmm.
and been satisfied.
And you're like, yeah, this is right. Like I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had
Because
the
I
whole
didn't know
story and it
how it
feels
was
good.
gonna go. I
Yeah.
was worried, and I'm worried because we invested 9 books,
Yeah.
reading them, and so it was like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And then now it's done, and I'm like, okay, well, we have this, but like, yeah, I just feel,
Yeah, we still have the world, and this
yeah,
world is a lot of overlapping stuff in this world, which is fun. I like that it's all connected.
yeah, yeah, me too.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Well, bye, Vandals, and
I know, bye,
on
man.
to
It's a
the
little
next.
sad to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time on the book over. Bye.
Bye.